Al, it's time to meet some laundry.
It is time to meet some laundry.
We got to meet some laundry, of course.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be discussing this week here on Jared Now Watch Inuyasha's episode 176, I think. That sounds about right. I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Howe and Ladium.
Hello.
We're discussing episode 172, or episode 5 of the final act, entitled The Great Holy Demon Spirits Test. I don't know why the way those words came together just tripped me up so much there for a second.
It's because you were thinking about laundry.
True. We begin this episode, and Kohaku shows up in front of Kikyo and is like, hey, you want to use my shard? And she's like, you know what's going to happen, right? He's like, yep. He's like, all right. And that's the last we see of them for this episode.
Yeah, she's like, wow, he seems really unhesitant to die. That normally I would do something about that, but now I have no luxury to do that.
Yep. Koga's like, I gotta leave my boys to go fight Naraku, and the boys are sad.
Yep.
And him and Inuyasha get into a little spat, because of course they do. And then
What's new?
Yeah, and then Koga runs off.
Meow.
There's some demons fighting each other, Ginka and Kinka. And Morio Maru is just like watching, and the infant's like, hey, you should go get those guys. You'd become more powerful if you absorb them. He's like, yes. That sounds like a great idea. What else is happening? Shippo and Kirawa are getting Totosai to come meet up with Inuyasha because of the stuff that happened in last week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
And Totosai's like, hey, what's going on? Let me look at the sword. You absorb demonic power now. That's cool. Anyways, sword's fine. I think it's something wrong with you. And Inuyasha's like, whoa, hang on a second. He's like, no, you gotta go train more. You should go find this one guy I know. He'll train you. He's the great holy demon spirit. He's a wise old hermit. You should go find him. And that's what we're gonna do. We gotta go find this dude, and that'll definitely help us master the Tetsaiga.
Yay.
We go back to Morimaru, who's like, I'm gonna beat up these dudes, and they're like, no, you're not. We're gonna beat you up, and we're gonna send all of our fire and lightning into you.
Rah.
And then the one demons is like, oh, if I have an opening, I can attack this other demon, and he stabs him. He's like, oh, you coward. And then Morimaru's like, aha, you fell into my trap, and I stabbed all of you. Ha ha.
Ah.
And then he sucks them all up.
Nom 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 nom.
Slurp.
Snack.
Byakuya's just watching, just hanging out, and then Sesshomaru shows up and is like, yeah. And Byakuya's like, whoa, what are you doing? You should maybe introduce yourself before you try to kill me. Sesshomaru's like, you smell like Naraku, so I don't really have a choice. And he's like, oh, you must be Sesshomaru. Interesting. Anyways, I'm just an observer. I'm not here to do anything. Anyways, Morimaru is just doing some stuff you want to watch and all that. So Morimaru sucks up these dudes and gets a little bit more powerful, and then Sesshomaru just shows up and is like, hey, you want to test out your new power? Morimaru's like, yeah!
Yay!
So he fires off some fire and lightning spears at him, and then Sesshomaru uses his new attack to suck them into a black hole. And then Morimaru just flies away, and then Byakuya surrounds Sesshomaru with paper cranes that Sesshomaru eventually sucks up as well, and then he's like, well, gotta go, see you later.
Bye.
And Sesshomaru just is like, I don't like this.
Angry eyes.
I don't like cowards. Though it's Sesshomaru, so he'd be like, you. That's the last we'll see of him this episode.
Yep, he's gone too.
Inuyasha and the gang head to a village, and they're being led by Totosai's cow. And Inuyasha's like, are you sure you're going the right way? And the cow just does a little nod, And they find themselves in front of a little under a bridge, and there's a screen in front of it, and they go through the screen, and they're now in a completely different area. And then they find some laundry.
They do find laundry.
That's floating in the wind, about to get blown away.
And then it talks. Moroku gives us the very lovely statement of laundry does not talk.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you. Appreciated.
very good. They go into a little house, and the laundry is the hermit they were looking for, and he's like, "Hey, I can help you, but I can't right now because a demon stole all my internal organs, so now I can't really do anything for you." And he actually gets very upset by this.
Mm.
Kirara gets upset as well at something, so they run outside and realize that the village is now inhabited by a bunch of demons, and Inuyasha's like, "I'm gonna kill them all," and the hermit's like, "No, no, 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 no."
Somebody stop him.
And he's like, "Yeah, these aren't demons. It's just everyone looks like demons. These are all the human villagers and everything." And then he chains up the Tetsaiga. He's like, "I don't want you running around causing chaos, so no sword time for you, buddy." And he was just like, "Oh."
No.
So they got to run around and try and find the real demon. They find some demons posing as humans, and then Inuyasha tries to attack them, but he can't because there's no sword. He bonks them on the head, and then a bunch of other villagers come up and are like, "Hey, what are you doing? You're causing chaos. We're gonna chase you through the streets." Chaos. A little dude is like, "Hey, come here. Come to my house." And then he's like, "My mom's been sick. She's bedridden. I tried to get her medicine, but then everyone was a demon."
Wee.
And he takes him to outside the room. The mom's like, "Is that you, child? Hello." And then
Hello.
Inuyasha's like, "No, that's a demon." And then the mom turns into a big snake, and she's like, "I've got all the organs." Ha 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 ha. Inuyasha again cannot pull out a sword because it is stuck. Moroku and Sango try to help, and then they just get blown away.
Everybody just kind of disappears for a minute.
Yep. Inuyasha decides to use his claw attacks, but doesn't really do anything. Shippo and Kirara also try and help along with the hermit. They all get blown away. So it's just Kagome and Inuyasha here. But the one thing that the hermit told Inuyasha to look for before he was blown away was demon vortexes.
Woo.
And of course, this is a big opportunity, I guess not opportunity, but a big example of how we are just speeding through the rest of this material, because they literally introduced this whole new thing, and then like 30 seconds later, and you're just like, "Oh, I can see them all of a sudden."
Yep.
It's like, okay.
Yep.
So he's
Convenient.
yes, he's very convenient. He's wrapped up in the snake, and then he sees the demon vortices, or whatever you want to call them. Call them whatever you want. He slices one. The demon's like, "That's not the right one, you idiot!" And then he breaks free and takes care of the right one. And the demon's like, "Ah!" The demon goes boom, but the village is still under the demon spell. So they're like, "That seems weird. We should probably find where the actual demon is." And they go back to where the hermit lived and everything. There's a big old demon wearing some gym shorts hanging out.
Does look like he's wearing gym shorts.
He says a bunch of stuff the demon does, but I didn't have subtitles, so I could. And he's talking like this, so I couldn't really understand him.
It wasn't important. It was basically just a bunch of taunting of Inuyasha. Be like, "Hey, you're a dummy. You don't understand what you're even looking at."
But Inuyasha's able to use the Tetsaiga, but doesn't really do much. He's able to see some vortexes, but he slices one and it nearly breaks the Tetsaiga because it's the wrong one. And then eventually he realizes that the right one's like behind Kagome and the hermits or something.
He tells Kagome to throw the dish rag, so that he can get to it. So I assume that it's somehow connected to him.
Yeah,
because he's basically telling him, God, my brain is fried. He's telling Kagome to get out of the way.
Yeah.
So that he can do this.
So that happens, and he's able to cut the right vortex, and then the demon goes boom. Everything returns to normal. Moroku and Sango also just show up, like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Hey.
The hermit transforms into its actual real form, which is just a dude
with a little bit more depth.
Yeah. He's not just a rag, essentially. He's just like, "Hey, how's it going?" And everyone's like, "What?" This what? All right.
You don't look that different, my guy.
He's like, yeah, okay, you passed my test and everything. Good job. Here's a message from Totosai. I'm going to repeat it verbatim, as he said. The Tetsaiga is not a blade meant to absorb demon energy, but to cut it instead. It's weird how his voice just came out of me, but that's just how it came, you know? And then he's like, hey, why did you cut that last vortex? And Yasha's like, well, the Tetsaiga was breaking, so I needed to end this fight very quickly. And he's like, I mean, you didn't really get it, but you got it, so I guess. Anyways, you want to pull out your sword, and the sword's now a Super Saiyan sword. It's got so much demonic energy.
Yay!
And the hermit's like, yeah, you know, you could just like destroy a demon and just with all this energy, you could just wreck stuff now. And Yasha's like, oh, I'm sorry for being mean to you. Thank you for helping. And then the hermit's like, that guy was interesting. He had a real weird personality, but Then Inuyasha, he's still got more to learn. He's going to have to learn this next thing on his own, whatever it might be. The final form that links to another page, that links to a page called True Air. I'm glad we have to get another final form.
Yay!
But that's how we end the episode. Inuyasha has mastered this portion of the Tetsaiga, and then I guess probably in like 10 episodes we'll have to learn another thing.
Yep, because we're speed running this.
Yep. We got some notes here. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to pour one out. It's time to say goodbye to a legend.
Oh no!
This is Inuyasha's final use of the Blades of Blood. that he hasn't used in like 300 episodes.
He uses it occasionally.
We were watching this and I was like, I thought he had another like unarmed attack, and it was this. And it's like I forgot he had this because he hasn't used it in forever, and now he'll no longer use it. Salutes. 07's in the chat.
Ripperoni.
In the manga, Moriyomaru only ate Ginka. In this episode, he eats both of them.
Well, they have to speed run it, so it's easier to just kill both.
Yeah. Moriyomaru is shown to switch his right arm between his normal and diamond spike forms. However, in the manga, the adamant spike form is constant. Also in the manga, Inuyasha originally felled a demon that was formerly a sage in his attempt to stop the backlashes from absorbing demonic energy from being sent to the village? Or to the hermit? I don't know what this means. Sure.
I don't know what that means either.
And then finally, scenes that weren't adapted from the manga were later incorporated into episode 10 of Yashahime, everyone's favorite sequel series, of course.
Yeah, that is the demon guy, the dish rag that being sent to him in that note.
Oh, here's the things that were not adapted, that were adapted in this episode, by the way.
Oh, okay, tell me.
Inuyasha's group finding a burned cow.
Okay.
The villagers warning them of Ginka and Kinka coming. And Kinka bathing Tetsaiga in fire.
How did that get adapted into Yasuhime?
I don't know, but that's what happens.
All right, well, I'm not watching Yasuhime, so I'll never know.
So there you go. Next time, we have the aptly titled The End of Moriyomaru. Everyone's going to come fight him, I guess, and also I guess Naraku realizes that he's going to try and turn on him, so I guess it's time to say goodbye to Moriyomaru.
Ripperoni and pepperoni. Like I said, I'll believe it when I see it.
I've seen anime episode titles that have been like this, and they completely lie. Like, the aptly titled The Death of Naruto. Spoilers, he didn't die.
What? No way.
So I guess we'll have to see if Moriyomaru is Dunzo after this. Which I guess would be interesting, because that would just leave, like, what, Naraku and then Byakuya as the only villains left. But, you know, I'm assuming that with how much we were just speeding through stuff, there's probably going to be like 13 more enemies to show up in between now and the end.
Yeah, and I mean we got to see what happens with the infant as well.
True. But that's going to do it for us this week. If you'd like more from us, head on over to seasonlanimecheckup.com or sec.co, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts.
like Season Anime Checkup OVA. Let's find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anladium, go to anladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter and TikTok at Anime Checkup. Follow us on Blue Sky Season, AnimeCheckup.com. You can buy our books, One Shiny Moment, A Critical Analysis of Love, Life, Sunshine, Hot Tubs, and Pac-Man on Amazon.com. And support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. So join us next time as we potentially say goodbye to Moriamaru.
Potentially. We'll see.